Listen, y'all, I'm going to say this once and only once. Jake Retzloff is leaving. That's not the thing I wanted to say, though. Any one of y'all media folks think that the Cougars are going to do significantly worse than we did last year because Jake Retzloff was leaving, you're fucking high on meth. Then y'all saying, oh, they're going to go for Big 12 contention to a fighting for a bowl game. That is a bunch of bullshit. Retzloff was fucking average. He was not a superstar. He was nothing more than just a fucking game manager. No offense to Jake, of course. Sure, he's a good dual threat, but he's a system QB. He's kind of almost like the Brock Purdy kind of situation here. We're still contenders with or without Jake Retzloff. It really is going to depend on our next QB. He's got to be at least at the level Jake Retzloff played, if not better, and we're going to be just fine. Most of our defensive starters are back. Most of our offensive line, well, aside from Caleb Etienne, is coming back. Chase Roberts is coming back. We're still loaded with talent at every other position. LJ Martin is also coming back. Also, I almost forgot him. We had the best defense in the conference last year. Don't be surprised if our defense is the reason why we are contending for a Big 12 title. So don't nobody tell me that Jake Retzloff was the reason why we went 11-2, because it wasn't. Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Ace Bailey and Walter Clayton for balling out in Summer League right now. Can't believe we lost. And then also Filipowski, my goodness, 32 points in a Summer League game. Crazy. You'll be a great big man in the future. Anyways, like this is from football, some college football. We got one power conference left to do standings on. Welcome back to Grizzly Talks Football. I'm the Grizz. We're nearing 100 episodes total of this, Season 1 and Season 2. You know, Season 1 was 60 episodes. Right now, we are on our 34th episode of Season 2. But today, we got ACC 2025 standing predictions. Obviously, the final power conference of what's been going on in 2025. Boy, I missed the Big East and Pac-10. It just sucks that conferences are not even based on geographic location anymore. It's based on how much money people are willing to give these programs to come to their conference. The worst part about it is that they don't always, pan out to be money makers right away. Anyways, if you are looking toward the Season 2 playlist, I'll make sure to leave it in the description so you guys can go watch every episode so you're all caught up. You'll also have it for future episodes. We got a long way to go until the end of the season. NFL season hasn't even started yet. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button. It's somewhere down there. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos without further delay. It also helps the channel a lot. Without further interruptions, let's go to the ACC standing predictions for 2025. By the way, before I start this tier list, don't just ignore Notre Dame because I'm not sure why they're on here, but they're independents in college football right now. But I would put them near the top of the list of the ACC if I wanted to. Just FYI, just ignore Notre Dame as we go along. They'll probably show up past my face cam in a little while. But first things first, let's start with dead last in the conference. We got 17 teams on here, so it's going to be pretty long. But the team I have in dead last, I'm between two teams to put there. But unfortunately, I do have the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in dead last. New head coach incoming after their old coach, Dave Clawson, decided to resign. Maybe he retired, I don't even remember. It was like a few years ago that they were contending for the ACC title, and unfortunately those years were a lump behind them, not because of the offense, but because of their defense. And unfortunately their defense isn't getting any better. That's why I have them dead last in the conference right now. Now on to 13-16, started with the number 16 spot. At number 16, I am going to say the Virginia Cavaliers. Tony Elliott is in year 3 and he still hasn't led Virginia to some good seasons at all. Unfortunately, he's on the hot seat. Hottest seat in the ACC according to some. Horrible offensive line. They lost some great players in yards from scrimmage, offensively. Defense was one of the worst until they had a great transfer portal class. So defense should be fine. Unfortunately, if the offense can't score, what's the point of a defense, really? Hopefully, Tony Elliott can figure something out, but if not, he's probably gone. At number 15, this is going to be a little tricky here. Number 14, I'm actually going to say the Cal Golden Bears. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a little power struggle going on with some donors, their head coach, new GM, Ron Rivera. Oh yeah, their head coach, by the way, is Justin Wilcox. That whole drama is taking over all of headlines for Cal. They have a good defense. Unfortunately, a lot of their offensive weapons have left for the transfer portal. Yeah, this could be a rough year for the Golden Bears. I do have a bad feeling the drama is going to really overshadow this program and this football team, so don't be surprised if they end up missing a bowl game or are very close to making one. At number 14, I'm actually going to have the Syracuse Orange at that spot. I know they had a 10-win season, but I feel like this could be a step back. Yeah, Fran Brown, in his first year as a head coach, led Syracuse to their first 10-win season since 2018 with quarterback Kyle McClure from Ohio State. Man, did they lose a ton of players on both sides of the ball this offseason. Fran Brown's got a lot of work to do to bring Syracuse back to the level he just brought them in, maybe even better. It's definitely not going to happen right away. And at number 13, I think I've kept him long enough, but I got the Stanford Cardinal, I know the logo is small, at the 13th spot. I think their head coach is Frank Reich now, and their GM is Andrew Luck? So you have some guys who have been in the NFL that could lead this team, and I'll be honest with you, with the returning talent they have, maybe this could be a turnaround in the makings. It's not going to happen quite yet, but it's going to be a start. Moving on to number 12. At number 12 is going to be a little interesting, but the Wolfpack of NC State will be number 12. How the hell did NC State go from dark horse ACC contenders to 6 and 7 last year? Interesting. Offense was pretty bad. But they had some few pass catchers, a running back, and a quarterback that actually showed some flashes, like CJ Bailey, and also the running back Hollywood Smothers. By the way, love that name. But the defense, ouch. Very bad, and they also lost a ton of players. They actually got a new defensive coordinator, DJ Elliott. Maybe he could spark something in that NC State defense. Other than that, expect another mid-season for the Wolfpack. At number 11, I'm going to actually say the Virginia Tech Hokies at that spot. Again, ACC dark horse potential just to go 6 and 7. It's the big question, is Kyron Drones, how is he going to perform this season? They added some great weapons, but can he use them correctly? Guys like running back Terrion Stewart and wide receiver Donovan Green. There are some weapons that can help Kyron Drones develop a lot further, develop his talent back, and there's also a defense that lost some starters, but it is said that they still have some untapped potential they need to get into. Oh yeah, and they got a new defensive coordinator also. His name is not mentioned though. Hey man, head coach Ben Pry. He has the potential to lead this squad to some great things, but we gotta see it to believe it. Let's see how the Hokies can bounce back. Now entering the top 10 at number 10. It's gonna be a little interesting, but Boston College is at number 10. Yeah, even over Virginia Tech and NC State. Year 1 under Coach Bill O'Brien was honestly not too bad. Had upsets and downs. They won a bowl game though. Offense looks stable with a couple of weapons here and there. Defense did lose Donovan Ezraku, but they did bring out some pieces for a defense that was ranked 5th in the conference. I expect this squad to be at least average, maybe even more than that. At least decent. Go get him, Bill. Even though I kind of hate you for what you did to Houston Texans for a while. The good news is that they recovered from his bad decisions. Moving on to number 9, I have the North Carolina Tar Heels with Bill Belichick. Obviously, his prestige as being a 6-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots sure generates some buzz, at least with recruiting. But I still don't believe North Carolina is going to be as competitive in Bill Belichick's first year as people are advertising it to be. Offense looks like it could be solid, but the defense, yeah, that's pretty much why. Quarterback Gio Lopez, quarterback Thaddeus Dixon, and linebacker Kamori House are among some acquisitions that North Carolina made under Bill Belichick's first couple months as North Carolina's head man. they're at least somewhat talented, and I feel like they could be actually pretty decent in the ACC. Only one way to find out how that'll happen, though. Now moving on to the top 8. At number 8, right behind him, is their rival, the Duke Blue Devils. I don't know how Manny Diaz did it, but he somehow led Duke to a 9-win season and I think it was a Gator Bowl appearance, which is quite impressive, at least for the Duke Blue Devils case. Much better on defense than people thought, especially with returning guys like defensive end Wesley Williams. There's also transfer newcomers as well. That's including safety Caleb Weaver. And yeah, they got another transfer at quarterback, Darian Mensah, after Malik Murphy, I believe, left. There's also an improved offensive line, so he's going to have quite a bunch of time to be able to connect with his wideouts. Defense looks good. Offense could take a step forward even if they don't have elite skill position players, but as long as they're solid, I think that's really all that really matters. At number 7, I actually have the Louisville Cardinals. Nope, I'm just joking. It's the Pitt Panthers at 7. Gotcha. How do you go 7-0 then lose your final 6 games to only go 7-6? Very embarrassing, to be honest. Kyle Lewis and Machine Biles is a linebacker duo that will be able to make that defense a lot better. Pat Narduzzi is about to go off with that kind of defense, especially when it's as good as them. And then Eli Holstein comes back. All-purpose back. Desmond Reed is back. I mean, this team really could be a dark horse in that ACC. Don't tell me Pitt's going to go 6-7 this year. At number 6, I'm actually going to have the Louisville Cardinals at this spot. Running back Isaac Brown comes back alongside new acquisition from USC, quarterback Miller Moss, that could give a kickstart to that offense. But it really comes down to how well the defense can perform for Louisville. They do lose multiple starters, even though it doesn't really disregard the fact that they have some great impact players on that defensive side. I'm talking about guys like linebacker Stanquan Clark and defensive end Clev Lubin. I'm actually not too sure if Louisville's going to be able to make the ACC championship, but there might be a good chance they do. And finally, at number 5, I actually do have the Florida State Seminoles starting the top 5, but just missing out on the top 4. The 2-10 record in overall play and 1-7 ACC record was not ideal. I mean, that's literally because they had DJU on their team. What a fucking cancer. They very well should be in line for a bounce back season because Mike Norvell, let's be honest here, he is a good head coach. And now, guess who's going to play quarterback for the FSU Seminoles? Boston College QB from last year that beat Florida State, Thomas Castellanos. Or is it Castellanos? I don't even know now. The ACC's second best portal class with guys like wide receiver Deuce Robinson from USC and Nebraska defensive end James Williams Jr. and several others. They could really make a run here for an ACC title. I do trust Mike Norvell can get FSU back in ACC contention after that horrible year last year. Let's hope he does. And that brings us to the top 4. Coming in at number 4, I'm actually going to have a shocking little thing here. I'm actually going to go Miami Hurricanes for number 4. Miami is the odds-on favorite to face Clemson in the ACC title game, according to a lot of people. There is like one team out there, I might have already said it, shit. But there is one team that's like almost a guaranteed lock to go to the ACC. I will not say it yet, even though, jeez, I already said it. Mario Cristobal has done a great job, especially with number 1 overall pick Cam Ward, but now they brought in quarterback Carson Beck from Georgia. In my opinion, I think it was a big step down. I don't think Carson Beck is as good as people expected him to be. He does have a great supporting cast, but the biggest issue I have is their defense going to be very competitive? They definitely want to work on that defense through the portal, including defensive end Ruben Bain, but I don't think it's going to be enough. At number 3, I actually am going to say the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets will be number 3. I honestly think a lot of people expect the Georgia Tech to be a big dark horse here, to be contending for the ACC along with the top 2 teams that are right down there don't include Notre Dame. They're independent. They got a lot of players coming back, including quarterback Haynes King, running back Jabal Haynes, and wide receiver Malik Rutherford on that offense, which is quite insane that they got all 3 of them back. Defense took a massive step forward also, especially with guys like linebacker Kyle Efford and cornerback Amari Harvey, which is really nice. Oh yeah, and Brent Key is also developing into a very awesome head coach, so, Georgia Tech could have a chance here to win the ACC. A chance. Maybe not win at all, but they have a chance to get to the ACC championship game. The ultimate underdog Jackets. They're used to this. Don't sleep on them. Now we get to our top 2. Yes, number 2 is the SMU Mustangs. Very sure. You got a squad that has playoff experience, returning Kevin Jennings coming back into the squad. Very unfortunate that they lost in heartbreaking fashion to the Clemson Tigers, but I'm kind of glad they did because not only did they make the playoff, they also kicked Bama out of it too. Rhett Lashlee is definitely a very nice head coach as far as the offensive side, but the biggest question for me about this SMU team, which is why I kind of hold them back a lot from being number 1, is how is the defense going to respond to losing most of their starters. I'm sure Rhett Lashlee can figure all that out. Oh yeah, and SMU had the best defense in the ACC last year, so that could definitely spark some great things going on in Dallas. And that brings me to the number 1 team, the team I feel is going to win the ACC, as does a lot of other people do as well, the Clemson Tigers. Dabo Swinney, great head coach. Clay Clumpton coming back, one of the best quarterbacks on paper. Along with defensive tackle Peter Woods and cornerback Avion Terrell, this team made the college football playoff, but this year they could be going a lot further. They're not even, there's Clemson and there's everyone else, really. That's how far they are from the rest of the pack. They are stacked with talent at every position. Don't be surprised if Clemson wins another ACC title and makes it to the playoff again. There's really nothing else to say, really. This team is just that good. And with that, that will end the 2025 ACC standings predictions for yours truly. Good luck out there, Atlantic Coast Conference. I'll probably do something else for the group of 5 teams, maybe dead last teams and maybe best teams in the conference. I'm not sure, but stay tuned for that next week. That'll do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football. If you enjoy, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. Helps the channel a lot. This is the Grizz signing off for now, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, and keep the Grizzly vibes with you at all times. Take care, everybody.